Hello everyone. So recently I went back and rewatched episode 1 of Fallout, and today I'd like to discuss it with you. Because in my first video I did on the show, it was more general thoughts, but I wanted to, kind of make them more specific. So I want to start off by saying I love the scene of the bombs dropping, which when I say that out loud I sound like a terrorist, but I digress. The scene is just super powerful to me, and that's really all I have to say about that. So, on the rewatch, one thing I did pick up on that I missed when I first watched it was the comment on why is Cooper Howard doing kids' birthday parties? Alimony. Now, that could just be conjecture on dude's part, but I guess I would probably divorce my partner too if she was actively helping an evil organization. God damn it. I really wish I knew how to read. God, that'd be so helpful. Anyway, I'm really interested to see how all this kind of plays out from the initial scene with Cooper, because how does he lose his daughter, but as Lex Luger once said, I don't know. One thing I love about Lucy's section is how well it kind of captures life in the vault. Very bureaucratic and clean cut, not much more than enjoying your almost pre-planned life in a vault that is apart from the secret experiment that will probably result in your demise. But hey, just smile, kiddo. Ella Purnell, I'm gonna assume that's how you say her last name. I don't know how to read. I don't know how many times I have to fucking tell people that I don't know how to read. But anyway, she's just fucking beautiful. As well as her husband, Monty, but we'll, get into that later. But goddamn, he's quite handsome. But yeah. On the first watch, I was thinking, I wonder what's gonna happen to him, or what's gonna be the thing that makes Lucy leave the vault and all that. And oh boy, I did not expect what was coming. Nothing better than seeing your family and friends get murdered in front of you. And also having to kill your newlywed husband. That's never a great beginning to a marriage, but I've never been married, so what do I know? Now, one thing I didn't mention in my first video that I made about the show was the blatant line about the thumbs up with the mushroom cloud. I knew that was false, but I kind of forgot about it, but yeah, that's just not true. Clearly, this is Todd Howard, clearly pissing on the grave of Fallout, but I digress. And, another falsification that I want to point out. It's the scene where Lucy pulls out the knife from which, she's, got stabbed by Monty. Because, really, you should never remove anything that's, impaling you, because, once you move it, blood's gonna start pouring, you'll start bleeding, you'll probably bleed out and fucking die, but, I guess stim packs trump, that. But then again, I'm not a doctor or a Fallout doctor, so I could be wrong. I don't really have a degree in medicine or anything like that, so what do I really know, by God? Oh. All the chaos of the Vault Massacre is, really fucked up, but also really cool and well done. The part where the Kansas sky turns to fire on the projector is, awesome. It's kind of like Vault 33 is experiencing its own world-ending event. I do like how Moldaver makes Hank choose Lucy over their people and doesn't, kill them, but instead lets them live after, this traumatic event where they know their leader would have, happily sacrificed, them for his daughter, which it's kind of like how evolution, kind of works out and all that. But I'm really interested to see, what Moldaver's story is. I still don't really know. I mean, I don't know if she's, evil, or if, she's supposed to be, I don't know, I guess neutral, good. I don't know. I just, would like to see, more on, why is she still, alive and well if she's, 200 years old and whatnot. But maybe I'm wrong. So one thing that I'm really not sure about is the fucking, Prewind. Is that, the same airship? When did the Brotherhood set up an Academy of Cucks? Also, what is Dane? I don't understand their, gender. I think they're probably, I don't know, I guess, non-binary. I had to think of the word and whatnot. I'm not saying, I'm, not against it. I'm just kind of, confused because, they don't ever say any, pronouns except they, so I'm guessing they are actually, non-binary, but I digress. But, really, it's just good to see the Brotherhood of Steel, not being complete xenophobes, because, Anyway, one thing I do kind of, want to, talk about briefly is, Maximus's like flashbacks when he was, you know, I guess saved by the Brotherhood of Steel Knight. I think that's really interesting because at first I didn't really understand the circumstances like surrounding that event because, you know, I was thinking he was like, I don't know, like it was like kid in a fridge, you know, in Fallout 4, like, you know, dango fucking like Maximus like hopped in a goddamn, you know, refrigerator and it saved him from nuclear war, which really makes you think about why those goddamn Pulowski fucking what were they called? Pulowski, you know, those fucking, like, Pulowski tubes in fucking, like, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. But, yeah. Anyway, onward. The events of Shady Sands, I'm really not sure, like, I really want to see more about that and, like, you know, what happened to the events leading up to, you know, Shady Sands. But, you know, thoughts and prayers to the people of Shady Sands. Anyway, let's just talk more about the Brotherhood for a second. So the scene where, like, Maximus is, like, taken into question after he's, you know, Dango put a dango knife in his friend Dane's, like, foot. Dango fucking old Kentucky goodbye, that's what I'll tell you what. But I'm pretty sure Maximus didn't, you know, like, put the knife in Dane's boot. One thing that kind of, like, made me more interested in, like, Maximus as opposed to, like, I don't know, I guess, like, Cooper or, Lucy. Couldn't think of her name for a second. Was the fact that, like, he kind of, like, it was the part where he fully admits to where, like, you know, like, he wished that, you know, like, would have happened to her, you know, like, he has his own ambitions, you know, like, I kind of get it, you know, like, it would suck knowing that, like, your, like, only friend is now leaving, and, you know, you're kind of just, like, left just, like, oh, well, I guess I'll just, you know, fucking scrub the goddamn toilets myself and just, you know, cry myself to sleep. Hoping I don't get a boner and that my goddamn dick isn't going to start leaking like a goddamn zit. God damn it. But yeah, it kind of won me over because, like, it's super fucked up, but also I really like how the Elder is, like, genuinely, like, distraught by this. The fact that, like, you know, he would use violence against a brother of the steel, as they would say. You know, I guess he didn't really, you know, like, use it on Dane. It was just kind of like, oh, you know, like, I'd be willing to, you know, like, dango put a dango boot in someone's, like, you know, sock. I don't know. But anyway, back to the Pridwin thing. I'm guessing it is possible it is the Pridwin, but maybe it's another airship similar to it. You know, I'm not Led Zeppelin. I'm not the king of the fucking Zeppelins. I don't know everything about airships. But yeah. Now, they did say the orders to search for a, you know, Enclave fellow is from the highest clerics of the Commonwealth, which might connect Fallout 4 to this, which I'm not sure how I feel about. On one hand, so far, I love this show, but on one hand, it could become problematic in my eyes with lore and whatnot, mostly because it would be the most, like, it would be the first time a franchise, you know, it wouldn't be the first time a franchise, you know, adapts terrible ideas it gets from, like, you know, a movie or some other, like, non-connected thing that, like, comes from, like, the original, like, creators. Well, I guess not the actual original creators, but, like, Bethesda, essentially.
Exterminate.
But I will say this, I do think a religious Brotherhood of Steel fronted and formed by Maxis could be a fun quest mod, but for a show and an idea moving forward in Fallout canon, I don't really know. But, you know, like, who knows what's really canon, what's not? I mean, I guess we'll just have to, you know, like, wait and see, like, what the great powerful Todd says about the show's canon, so yeah. But, honestly, I think what they should do is just, instead of, like, having whatever, you know, the showrunners, you know, make canon, I would treat it kind of like how Bethesda has, like, treated, like, I guess, tactics. Have it be, like, have some things be canon whenever they need to be, like, made canon, or, like, whatever, like, you know, like, kind of, like, fits better into, like, the world and whatnot, because I still don't really understand this, scene in, like, one of the, like, last episodes with, Thaddeus. Because, like, as far as I know, being a ghoul doesn't make you, like, immortal or, like, give you the ability to, like, heal, like, bullet wounds and shit, you know, I've always just kind of assumed, you know, ghouls can be, you know, kind of hurt in the same way as like, you know, like we can be hurt. Well, I guess minus radiation, because, you know, you're basically already fucked up with radiation if you're a ghoul. Anyway, but I digress. But hopefully this show doesn't like veer too off into like, I don't know, I guess like to give you a I guess comparison, I don't want it to be like the fucking Mortal Kombat movies, because oh my fucking god, like those fucking Mortal Kombat movies, man, they like, I like the ones in the 90s purely just out of because how terrible they are, but like the fucking like 2019 one, the one they most recently made, fucking hate it. Like the fucking goddamn dragon tattoos, just fucking plot armor. God damn it! I just. All right, before I, you know, just like start like randomly like ranting about Mortal Kombat, one character I didn't really like talk about in my review, or like, I guess in this little like script I wrote recently, this video that I'm currently making right now, is I didn't talk about Norman enough. Honestly, I really like him. At first, I just thought he was a cuck. Like, I just thought, oh, he's like the little, like, the literal interpretation of, oh, fuck, what's the goddamn fucking perk? Light build? Lightweight? You know, small frame? I think it's small frame. I could look it up, but that would break my flow. But as a manlet myself, I do feel for him, because I am also like 5'4", so like, you know, I get it. I know what it's like to have everyone look down on you. I know what it's like to be a coward. I know what it's like to not have the hundreds and hundreds of subscribers behind you. But I digress. But yeah, I really don't know where the show is gonna go. I want it to be good, because I don't want to like be praising this show and then like, I don't know, in like a few years I'm gonna be like pulling this video up and being like, oh, you want to see something that aged like milk? These are my first thoughts on this show that killed my, you know, enjoyment of the franchise. But I don't think I'm gonna let this, you know, show kill my enjoyment of the franchise. I am a bit worried about the fact that Microsoft seems like they want Bethesda to make more content, and like the fact like they don't have anything to like kind of like also sell coincide with, you know, the show. So like I have heard them wanting to, you know, like figure out a way to like, you know, get those games out, but I am worried about the quality. Bleh. I am worried about the quality, and like I really don't want them to like have a company come in and make some half-assed Fallout game. You know, we don't need another 76. And like, I love Bethesda games. I really do. I love them with all my heart. But I really don't want them to like keep going in this like weird direction where like they're like kind of alienating some of their like fan base on like, I guess, hopes that they'll appeal to a more like general audience. But I don't feel like that's always the best idea to grow the, you know, franchise, because I don't know who the fuck would have been like, yeah, I totally want Fallout 4's protagonist to be voiced. Like, I don't know who was asking for that. I don't know like who told them that's a good idea, or like anyway. So yeah, episode 1 of Fallout, great episode. Really want to see where this all kind of like goes. I might do more videos on this show. I don't know. We'll just see how this video, you know, does and whatnot. So yeah, let me know like what you thought about it, and like kind of like if anyone else has been rewatching the show. Let me know like what kind of things like you picked up on, like you didn't like see or like notice the first time around. Because one thing I do know about watching The Office like 20 times is that you do pick up on a lot of details that you don't normally, you know, like pick up on, because, you know, of various things. But yeah, Blocka!